Hey everyone, hope y'all doing well. In this video, I'll be doing an in-depth guide of the current and most popular attack in Clash of Clans, the Root Riders. I'll be covering the army comp, the heroes, the equipment, the pets, the siege, the CC, and I'll explain in details why those are the things I use. As everyone knows, this attack is pretty simple. It's the easiest to pull off and requires little to no skill. The hardest part will be the RC charge, but once pulled off correctly, the rest is a piece of cake. There are plenty of Root Riders variant, such as the Kill Squad, the Siege Barrack, the Fireball, Double Overgrowth, etc. But this guide will be covering the MinionPrince Variant, popularized by Itsu. So I'll be explaining why I have those troops in the army camp. So as you can see, there are plenty. It might look intimidating for some people, but don't worry, it is very simple to understand. So let's start with the most obvious. Root Riders. They are the main push of the army. You need them. They are the main, the main push. They are the star of the attack. They help to tank. They help to do some damage. And they help to open some compartments for your other troops. Speaking of which, the Valkyries does good damage. As the Root Riders go for the defenses, the Valkyries behind will be able to clean up and do massive damage once arrived to the defenses to assist the Root Riders. We have the Ice Golem. This one is placed on front of the Root Riders. That way it helps to tank the initial damage and to do some big splash freeze for a while to help mitigate damage. We got the Apprentice Warden. I think that's a no-brainer. It helps support the main pack by boosting the health by so much. We got healers to heal the Root Riders. We got 4 balloons. Those will be the Coco Loons to test for any traps. We got the Headhunters, just in case there are heroes who can be cleaned up pretty fast. Wall breakers, just in case I need to open some walls for my king. Archers for cleanup. Minion for cleanup as well. And 2 witches to help assist and tank for the king. Now this is pretty simple. For the spells, sorry. I'll have 5 invisibilities. Those will be used with the RC, for the RC charge. I'll have a recall to recall her, and the Spirit Fox, hopefully, if she's still alive. I have 1 overgrowth to help mitigate the damage. I have 1 skeleton spell to help mitigate damage as well for single infernos or monolith, and I have 1 free spell for the same thing. For the CC, I'll be using 4 balloons, 1 the Ice Golem, and 1 Super Valkyrie. I've seen it work with Navi. And I've tested it, and it's actually pretty good. 4 Cocoloons will help, especially with the scump with the MinionPrince, which will test for any air traps. You'll have the Ice Golem, who will help further tank for your troops. And you have the Super Valkyrie, which helps, of course, do damage, but of course will drop a rage spell just in case that can potentially help boost either your damage, your healing from your healers. It's very good. And of course, I'll have a poison for the CC and a rage spell just in case I need to boost the healing and damage from my troops. Obviously, I'll be using the troop launcher because for this comp, it's going to be very, very useful, especially with the new equipment that just released, which is the Dark Crown. Really, really good, really strong, in my opinion. I've tested it for multiple hours, and I think that for the Root Riders, the best pair is the Metal Pants and the Dark Crown. So, what? Of course, I paired the MinionPrince with the Sneezy, but if you don't have Sneezy leveled up, or not at all, you can use the Phoenix. Very, very good choice. So, why the Metal Pants and why the Dark Crown? So, first of all, the Metal Pants really helps to protect the MinionPrince just in case he just finds a farm of 1,000 black air mines, which will automatically kill him. But it also protects the healers, furthermore, and also helps to mitigate a lot of damage, especially from air defenses. So that's like you're not you're not obliged to have it, but it just really helps, and it's just a safer approach. Um, so of course I place the sneezy with it because it keeps spawning some some boogers. It helps doing damage. It helps finding red air traps, and yeah, and after if the minion prince dies for some reason, Sneezy can take over and deal another damage. He's like a mini boss, you know. Yeah, the minion prince near the end, after all the troop launcher, the troops from the troop launcher gets destroyed, like the barbarians, the giant, the wall breakers, the archers, will help boost the minion prince dark crown. You need 60 to fully boost the minion prince. To fully boost, to boost one out of the 3 levels of the dark crown, and for a total of 180. It seems a lot, but because of the other equipments like the snake, like the witches spawning the skeleton, even the little frostmite from Frosty will help. And honestly, you get it pretty fast. You get it around mid battle, I guess, when you arrive at the core or after the core, which is like the most crucial part. It's pretty good. It's very consistent as well, so that's one of the reasons why I use the dark crown as well. Speaking of which, actually, let's change subject to the king. The king, I have him the soccer ball, the spiky ball, and the snake bracelet. Now, why the combo of the two? Because the stat boosts are very, very good. Whoa, the lag. As you can see, you gain quite a lot of damage increase and health. So that's very, very good. Same thing with the snake bracelet. Okay, maybe not as much DPS, but definitely a lot of hit point increase. And the snakes helps a lot by mitigating damage for your not only for your king but also for your troops. I know they are very weak, but because they come in such high bulk, it just really helps relieve the pressure on your main push as well as on your king. I put Frosty instead of the Phoenix, just because Frosty is able to spawn the Frostmites and slow down some defenses, which will help further protect your king and your main push, which are the Root Riders, of course. For the Warden, it's pretty straightforward. Put Diggy on him, so that way he'll always stun the defense because he'll follow like the Root Riders. I put the Eternal Tome and the Healing Tome. Now, I know that right now there's a new meta with the Root Riders, which is utilizing the Rage Gem instead of the Eternal Tome, but that can be covered in another video. For the RC, okay, the RC can differ. She can either have the Haste Vial, or the Rocket Spear. Now, 80% of the time, I'd say you need to use and equip the Rocket Spear, because if the base has the Town Hall in the middle at the core, or mostly like isolated, this is where the Rocket Spear will come in clutch. But you need to save the ability when you're doing the RC charge. You cannot activate it, or else you can be in major trouble. If the Town Hall is mostly on the side, now it is a very good idea to use the haste spell so when you do an RC charge, you go for the Town Hall and destroy it early on. I think I've covered pretty much everything. Let's get into planning. Perfect. So here's how I'll plan the attack. So first of all, you need to start with an RC charge. The RC charge. Okay. So since the Town Hall is mostly on the side, I tend to use the haste spell. You're not obliged, but if you want to and speed up, be more safe, sure, go ahead and use the haste vial. So anyway, I'll be probably starting either my RC here. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. I'll be starting my RC here. That's all right. So either here or here. Either way, it's gonna be very simple. So I path my way here, and my goal for this push, of course, you're not obliged if it's if the tunnel is in the core. You can leave it here. Like their goal is basically like try and get like a good defense or maybe the town hall. Here, I'll be able to take the wizard tower and the arch tower. They're not the best value, honestly. They're just fine. But I'll also be taking the cannon, the X-bow, and in case the RC goes that direction, I'll be putting an invisibility spell right here. That's the wrong color. Let's say this green. That's in the invisibility spell. I'll be putting one here, so that the RC will redirect for the town hall. So it gets it, and you'll be creating a good funnel. So basically, you'll be creating like this type of funnel. Let's say, okay, the town hall is not on the side, okay, and it's in the core, and you want to create a funnel. Where do you want to start? I'll highly suggest to start from one of the sides instead of the corner, because you want to create a nice pathing from the corner for your root riders. So either here, let's say, or here for your root riders. But for that, you need to clear like an area like this for your root riders to go around. So you can send your RC here to destroy this building. She'll go here, she'll go, or maybe here. You can invis here. Maybe you're able to put it where there's the multi-inferno, the poison spell, the fire spitter. As long as you're able to take a small section for your root riders to go around. Now, back to when I use the first setup, which was that area. Now we got a clear pathing because this area, let's say, it's pretty much clear from the RC. Now it's very simple. You'll be sending maybe your root riders or your ice golem first. You got to be careful with the spring traps, because if there's a spring trap, you'll lose your ice golem. It's not the biggest loss, but you know, it's very useful to have the ice golem with you. So ice golem, root riders, Valkyries, maybe here, here, and here, just so that your other Valkyries can path in like this, and also it'll help for your King's pathing. So afterwards, you put your Ice Golem, Root Riders, some Valkyries to funnel. You want to add, of course, your Warden, Apprentice Warden, healers. Well, loons first, and then healers, because if there's some Coco loons, if there are some traps and you place your healers first, they will die, or they'll take too much significant damage. Especially with a Black Mine, they will die. It really sucks. It really cripples your attack. So place your balloons first, then after your healers. Yeah, Grand Warden, like I said, and then Minion Prince as well. So that's why you put some Valkyries on the side, so that it helps funnel your Minion Prince. What else? Oh yeah, and then after, you can add either your witches. I like to add my witches first. Of course, if there are like defenses like the Wizard Tower, I'd like to put like one of Valkyries right here, and then after behind my two witches, and then after when they spawn skeletons, I'd add my Barbarian King, which will go on the side like this and clear off those defenses. The main pack will move that direction, and we'll go all around and clear off everything. while the king will be at the outside, spawning snakes and mitigating damage. So when do you want to use your overgrowth? So it's very simple here. Okay, well, this is a perfect example actually. Let's say your root riders are exactly here, okay? And then after your fire spitter, the fire spitter on the other side is shooting at your troops a lot, but you're not close enough to destroy that fire spitter. So what you can do is you can overgrowth this area right here to mitigate as much damage as possible. So this is where you want to use your overgrowth. And you want to wait until, let's say, you take a little bit of damage. Then after you place your overgrowth, that will keep your troops alive. It'll help your healers to, of course, keep them alive, keep your root raiders alive, and yeah, it's very important to be able to mitigate as much damage as possible and to time it well. You don't want to do it too early, and you don't want to do it too late, because if you do it too late, maybe like your root riders will be in this area, and now this place is still overgrowth, and they'll go past, and now after they need to go back. You know, it's, well, for the fire spitter it doesn't really matter because it's facing the other way if you're here. But still, like, it could apply to other defenses, like the multi-inferno, maybe the monolith, maybe the geared up defense, whatever. So this is where you want to do your push and put your overgrowth. That being said, of course, we have the skeleton spell. As you can see, we have we have a monolith right here and a multi geared up defense. So I'll be placing probably my skeleton spell like right here if my push goes here, and if let's say I've done my RC charge this way and my root charge is on this way, I'll be placing it more here. But for this example, I'll be placing it right here. So of course there will be the poison spell, which could alter my skeleton placement, and of course there is the multi-inferno tower, which will mostly destroy my skeletons, which really sucks, but would greatly help for mitigating damage. Of course, you can maybe put it here. That way you won't have much inferno damage. Probably here. That way you mitigate the scatter shot damage and the monolith. So here could be a very good idea. That being said, your main push, your main push is deep in the base, and you still have a rage spell. I'd say, depending on how your troop looks, either you're going into a lot of damage. Well, first of all, let's talk about the Eternal Tome, because I think that's the most important part of the attack as well. Very simple. Once your troops are in this area where there's a lot of damage, and there's even the Giga Bomb, the monolith will target the multi-inferno. Both of the multi-inferno will target you. This is where you want to put in place your warden, your Eternal Tome, to fully protect your troops. That'll help them. That'll give them time to destroy some defenses that deals a lot of damage, and that will protect them. That way, when the Eternal Tome is gonna wear off, you will be able to survive. That being said, next step, that would be the RC ability. So, well, in this example, we already used the Haze Vial at the beginning. But let's say you have the Rocket Spear. When do you want to use it? Well, let's say your RC is right here, okay? The overgrowth is right here, let's say. And there's a lot of defenses. There's the geared up tower, there's the monolith. Very important defenses. This is where you want to use it, because you'll be far enough to not get too much damage, and you'll be able to get protected by your Root Riders, because most of the time the RC is faster than the Root Riders, so a lot of times she will go forward and she will take a lot of damage before your Root Riders can tank. So that's why it's always useful to have the Rocket Spear in most cases. It also helps to deal with some defenses which are isolated. So let's say for some reason this Inferno Tower right here. Okay, let's say there were no defenses other than the Inferno Tower right in the middle. Your Root Riders wouldn't be able to path here directly because there will be so much other defenses that they can path to. So the RC will be able to hit it with her Rocket Spear with ease. That's the same concept of why you want to have the Rocket Spear if the Town Hall is in the middle, isolated from other defenses. That being covered, you want to use your MinionPrince ability at... actually, you can use it at any time. Yeah, there's not much area where you want to use it. Mostly near the end, like mid battle till the end. But other than that, don't use it at the beginning. It's not worth it. At least for 95% of the case. Yeah, it's really like a tool to an ability to use the middle pens, especially in the end, because you want to protect your MinionPrince from any remaining securing air mines that could deal a lot of damage and potentially kill your MinionPrince, especially when he is extremely important, because he is well, at this stage he is at his third stage of his Dark Crown, due to all the troops from the troop launcher, the snake bracelet, the skeletons, and other troops. They'll cap 180 troops quite fast, way faster than we all expect. So I've talked about the rage spell beforehand, but yeah, you want to use it either on your healers to heal your troops in case there's still a lot of damage, and of course there's a free spell to mitigate high burst damage like the monolith or the geared up defense. Maybe like a single inferno as well. Maybe there's a scatter shot to target it to your healers, so now you freeze it. That's a very good idea. So yeah, it's very versatile. So yeah, the rage spell, like I said, with your healers to heal your main push, or if you feel comfortable, if you see that there's not too much damage going on, you can accelerate your attack by putting the rage spell on top of either your RC or your MinionPrince, or maybe both, especially during her ability if she has the Rocket Spear. That will deal massive damage, and that will help clean up things way faster. Same as MinionPrince, because he'll be at the stage where you use the rage spell. The MinionPrince should be at stage 2 or at the beginning of stage 3. So it will be a very, very good time to use the rage spell. Yeah, and you'll probably have like remaining Valkyries in the background. My army, when I showed you guys, didn't have any super barbs, but I highly recommend to have it in your army, at least in the Clan War League. I'm just too lazy to use to activate another super troops, because it costs a lot of elixir to activate too. So I just activate the wall breaker. It's more versatile than the super barbarian. But if I was in war or Clan War League, which was very important, I'll be replacing some Valkyries. Like let's say I'll remove 4 of them and add super barbs instead. They'll help for repatting. Let's say in this area, let's say your Barbarian King will like struggle a little bit. Then you can like add some super barbarians to help repat your Barbarian King so that it can move freely, and they can also help tank. So they help for funnel, they help to tank. Or maybe let's say you've destroyed some buildings right here, or you know there's some defenses like the mortars right here, and you don't want your Root Riders to go too much outside, you know, like right here. You don't want to take a wide turn. So few barbarian super barbs here, they'll help clean up, they'll help funnel, and they'll be able to pat normally, or if they go wide, like in this case maybe, they'll be able to not stall too much because those 2 mortars are gone. So it's like two defense removed from deal with. But they should be fine. They should be able to pat around like this. So yeah. So to recap everything. So we have an RC charge. Very easy. You recall her. Then after, you place your troops, your main push, Root Riders, Princess Warden, Minion Prince, your RC. You put it on the side which was funneled. Well, which was funneled. On the side where the other side was funneled. Then after, you place your Barbarian King with, of course, the witches to help tank. The Barbarian King should pat all around. Your main push should be patting all around here. Your overgrowth should be around in this area once your troops are here to help mitigate damage. Your rage spell could be used right here in case you want to deal more damage, or you want to use it for your healers. Free spell, you can use it whenever you want to help your troops survive, and Skelly spell for the monolith, or for the geared up tower, or if there is a single inferno. Yeah, that's all. I know this was very long. There were a lot of explanations. Might be a little bit complicated to understand everything, but it's very simple. It is very, very simple. It's basically well, DRC is 1 stage. That's the 2nd stage, 3rd stage. They're basically like 4 stages, 3 to 4 stages in the attack. It's not that complicated. And Root Riders are so strong as well that you don't really have to worry. You still need to worry for the RC charge, which is the hardest part of the attack. But once it's done, I mean, the rest is really just brain dead. It's really easy. So now I have a replay to show you guys, just in case you need a visual example, basically. So here we go. So now I'm placing the RC. I'm placing the RC right here because I want to create a pathing either for this side or this side to push my Root Riders in. So I'm placing her mostly in the middle. I found a spot here to place her right there. She'll be able to clean those defenses fairly easily. So this is the hardest part, the RC charge. I bet most of you know how to do the timing, but in case you are still struggling for the timing, I highly suggest to place your RC at the beginning of the attack, the first troop to be deployed, because it'll make your timings way easier. So when you see a 7, okay, so let's say 59, 58, 57, it's where you want to place your invisibility, but you don't want to place it instantly when you see a 7. You want to wait maybe half of a second. So let's say yeah, at 7.5 before it turns to 6, you want to place your invisibility. You'll know it works if well, you'll know if you did it right if let's say I was near the scatter shot. starts the animation of attacking, but then right away cancels. So it's going to be very weird. It's going to be the same thing with the monolith, where it's going to open, but then close right away. It's going to be the same thing with the cannon. It'll be looking at you, and then after it's not gonna attack you. So that's when you know you have the right timing. I know it's very tricky, especially with the the nerf with the invisibility spell a few months ago. But it's still doable. It's still feasible. You'll still take some damage from fire spitters, from the expos. Definitely the town hall. Be careful with the town hall, and I'll explain why. So, archer towers, multi-inferno towers, or single as well. Even mortars, especially the multi-mortar, it'll instantly shoot at you. So let's say your RC is in this area, okay? And, well, near the town hall, okay? In the range of it. You want to do a double cycle of invisibility spell. You cannot afford to let your Spirit Fox and your RC be shown, exposed by the town hall projectile. It deals so much damage. It will cripple and most likely kill your Spirit Fox. Now, in normal mode, obviously, you can maybe take one hit. But in hard mode, you cannot afford this. Because it's so deadly. It's really deadly. So yeah, once you get near the town hall, make sure to do double invisibility spell cycle. Meaning you cannot get your Spirit Fox nor your RC to be seen. I'm quite far from the town hall, so I'll be fine for a while. So let's continue. Now here, I did place like another invisibility right close because I knew I didn't time it well, and of course, my Spirit Fox got targeted by the monolith, so it went very, very low. So I didn't want it to afford to lose my Fox right now, so I keep it alive by doing a double cycle invisibility. Now I did it right. That was a great time. Unfortunately, it dies. Now the pathing is done. So I have two choices. Either to go here or to go here on this side. Either this side or this side. Now, I think the obvious answer is probably going to be this side because it feels less compact or more funneled. But either way, either side will be good. So basically, that's the main push. As you can see, I've placed my Ice Golem first. I've placed my Root Riders, few balloons for in line to see if there were any traps. Then my healers, a few Valkyries for any small funnel. I should have placed the Valkyrie right here. That will be really helpful, so that my MinionPrince doesn't go too much at the outside. But it should be fine. Which is, as you can see, I put a Valkyrie first, just in case there were like any hidden Tesla, or any damage to my witches. Then after, I put my King, Warden, MinionPrince, Log Launcher, and my recalled RC. Let's speed it up. So this is where I'd do my Grand Warden ability. I mean, a lot of damage. The fire spitters here. The well, it's gonna go down, but the geared up defense shoots at me. The scatter shot is about to shoot at me. Hidden Tesla. Okay, well, it's under rage, so it can do some good damage. But most importantly, there's the Town Hall shots, which is very, very powerful, especially under rage. So this is where I'd use my Warden ability. As I say it, here it is. So here I decided to place my rage right here. I know I should have placed it mostly at my healers to help deal more healing, but I felt like if I was able to clean up the area very fast, especially with my Minion Prince being the, I think he's maxed right now in terms of the Dark Crown level. He's gonna deal massive damage. Yeah, he's dealing a lot of damage right now. There's also my RC under the rage, which also helps do a lot of damage. Here I've placed the overgrowth. You know, I should have placed the overgrowth maybe earlier, maybe on that fire spitter, and help my troops go all around. But I didn't have the need to put it. That's how good the attack is. Yeah, so I just placed it here because things are starting to slow down. Well, not really slow down. It's still I still have pretty much all my Rid Riders here, but it's to help clean up things, and then after I'll be able to have all of the troops concentrate into one area instead of them being too separated and risking to lose them. So I still had the Minion Prince Metal Pants ability. I just decided to use it. Why not? I mean, I'm already so far in the attack. It doesn't matter. I've basically swagged the ability. So this is where, like I said, Super Barbs would be useful. They can help for cleanup near the end for trash buildings. That can help for any time fails in case you're feeling too slow. But with this attack, you don't really time fail. It's very rare that you time fail. But in case you don't have enough firepower, enough power to push through the base fast enough, you have enough power to triple, but not at a fast pace where you know you're going to time fail. If you still have super barbarians or maybe even a Valkyrie in the back, just put her for the trash building, and you should be good. I should have saved some Valkyries. That's definitely true, but I decided not to. But overall, it was fine. This attack is really, really strong. Yeah, it's very strong. Yeah, it's, I don't know what to say. It's pretty straightforward. The hardest part is the RC charge, and after it was fairly simple, as you can see. It's that easy. You don't have to put much brain into it. So yeah. So either way, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it has been a very long guide, but I went really in depth to really explain every fundamental information about as much as I could. So yeah, to recap, it's a fairly easy attack. Anyone could learn it. The only part where I think that you need more practice is to do your RC charge. After that, it's very simple. You just need to know how to place your troops in order, and then after you just let it ride. It's that easy. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little guide. I'll be doing another guide in the near future, utilizing the super hogs. That's going to be very interesting. It's a very strong strategy. It's very consistent, and it's overkill.